Testing, testing. Hello, hello, YouTube. This is East Wing with Chris. I decided that I would do some Unity development on camera. This is not a tutorial because I will soon become apparent that I do not know enough about Unity to attempt to teach it to anyone. Here's where I'm at. We'll explain why those guys burst out like that and why they move. Those guys are moving according to a script. The blue cube is being moved by the space bar and the arrow keys. And I press the space bar to apply force upwards along the transformation y-axis. I rotate with the left and right arrow keys, and I move forward and backwards by the up and down arrow keys, respectively. And this, I was learning as I went along. The first time I did anything with Unity, I tried to roll everything myself. I was not using rigid bodies. I was trying to get the thing to collide by hand, and I was falling through the floor. And I was like, the next time I do this, I'm just going to use Unity stuff, which is what I've done. And so far, so good. I could have done some things better, which I will I'll show when I get into the source. Oh, yeah, there we go. One thing is, it was not apparent to me when I was starting this that you could do other than add force. That you could just set a constant velocity, which is why those green guys move normally, and this guy is a little bit skiddy. And in fact, I had to get into some fairly hands-on management. I'm using a trick whenever the key is up or whenever certain other conditions are met. I change his mass to 99, which is basically like positive infinity. So he does not move, and whenever I hit the key, his mass changes. I don't know what it changes to. I can't remember, but that's how he's moving and stuff. And his name is QB. And from a previous time that I tangled with Unity, I do know how to get stuff like camera following, and I have more than enough of a math background to carry me through what needs to be done. So what I'm trying to do is I want QB to be my game character, and he's going to shoot. I know it's very original. He's going to shoot at stuff, and every now and then when he shoots at something, it's going to spawn a random number of power-ups. Power-ups are going to look like that. They're going to kind of burst out from the target, and then they're going to start to move around. Obviously I don't want them bursting out in a line, which is what they're doing now, and I want them to move around better than this. So one thing that I'm going to kind of hack in to these is I am going to make them. There are still times when he skids, but that's neither here nor there. I know what's causing that. I'm going to make them rotate without changing the direction. The rotation's not going to change the direction, so they're going to rotate like power-ups. And one thing that many things that I have not done correctly from a design standpoint is that I have hacked in my own coroutines. There's no excuse for this. I know that Unity uses coroutines. I know what they are. I've used them before, and I was like, derp, derp, derp. I'll just here's a good example. I've got this time until new position vector and time until despawn. Time until despawn is not being used right now, but of course because they're power-ups, I want them to despawn if the player doesn't capture them. I can take a ratio of total amount of time given to the amount of time elapsed, and then I can make it flicker to add that sense of urgency to the player. That's not going to be a problem. And then, of course, there's time until new position vector. I'll show you what those do momentarily. So it's in start, blah blah blah. We do all this start crap. I'm getting to dislike start. I find it really like I keep doing too much in it, and it's making me jump the gun. And of course, as soon as you hit start, is hit when the object goes live. I'm thinking of a scheme where I just hijack start and just start calls another function which does some stuff and then tells the object to do absolutely nothing. Or maybe start would tell it to do nothing, but start, I don't think that start should be starting shit. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Oh, yeah, there we go. So it's always nice to go back to your code and really not understand. I mean, it's a getter. It should be called setVec, and the name of the function is the same as the name of the argument to the function, which is not a problem, but it's kind of crappy. And then getVec equals getVec. So it should be setVec. So why don't I? I'll change it to setVec and see if that breaks anything. Some advanced. Oh no, it didn't break anything. Good. Let's see if it broke. Let's see if I get a runtime score from that. Well, nothing obvious, no harm done. So what we do here is when we update, and of course you can always count on update being called every frame, unlike fixed update, which can be called anywhere from 0 to greater than 1 times per frame. So if you're walking through walls, if your input is not getting picked up, you're probably doing things in fixed update that should be done in update. So time until despawn ticks down. Time until new posvec ticks down. Launch tick down is what's making them burst out at the beginning, and that's one of those things where I really should use the coroutine. And so time until despawn goes down. And of course, nothing happens when time until despawn goes down. When time until new posvec ticks all the way down, we get a new posvec, and that calls get new posrans. Let's go to get new posrans. Get new posrans, which maybe doesn't need to have it. Yeah, maybe I think it should have its own function. So we make a random float. We take an x and a y value based on the random float and the cosine. I'm not going to delve into cosine and sine because that should be in radians too. Well, whatever, because it kind of works. And no, actually, no, that's not acceptable. I think, yeah, times math.pi over 180.f, and of course, I see a typo, and let's do this, because my intention here is I just want to do something with the. Why isn't it? Oh, because I hit start twice. Probably thinks I'm trying to use a pointer. So oh, you have to use the unsafe thing. Why? What? Oh, because I copied the error that I just. So let's compile this and see if it looks better. Oh, there we go. Oh, much better. Yeah, because it was weird. They're like limping along, and not yeah. And here's a problem. Oh, let me hop on one of these. Aha! See, the web of am I on the ground stuff does not get with these cubes. So that gives me an opportunity to actually solve a classical game design problem where I want to have a moving object and I want the cube to jump onto it. And I want him to move with the moving object, and then I can get into what happens when he jumps. Is he going to move with the object, or is the object going to move out from under him, depending on how I want, what kind of platforming action I want. Implement it differently. What was I going to do? Do something. You know what? No, that's it. I'm not going to do anything else. That's like an introduction to my little project, and then I'll just do other videos as I continue to develop the code base.